Hello, welcome back to Monster Prom. We are here playing some more Monster Prom, having a lot of fun with it. I believe last game was Vera. We successfully wooed Vera, which is pretty positive, I would say. So, we're going to take our stupid pop quiz. The coolest reality show would be... People in positions of power must face all sorts of questions relevant to their field, and if they fail, they lose their jobs and society wins. 12 experts on the various arts of seduction live in a house where they must face a common challenge, seducing a potato into marriage, somehow. Age-rich people fight in weekly challenges to see who's the best at giving money to you. Positions of power. What is your soul emoji? The emoji that speaks to the truth of your soul. Octopus emoji. Caucasian guy with a turban because fuck stereotypes. Snowman, because that motherfucker is in the middle of a blizzard and he's fucking smiling. Hell yeah. Let's do it. What would be a killer accessory? A necklace with your own name, in case you forget. Shiny armor. Coolness itself. Fancy brass knuckles. Sunglasses at night. A fabulous purse made from the skin of your worst enemy. Shiny armor. Really? I expected that one to be a Scott answer, but oh well. Let's see. Smarts, boldness, creativity, charm. Charm and fun are low. We're not looking to woo Polly this time. I'm gonna say, let's go do fun. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there were like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences of it might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You're getting too fun. Alright. After that, you engage in a deadly match of truth or dare with Polly. And that would be super interesting event to cover. But then the two of you spot Miranda and Liam deep in an intense conversation, and that's bound to be much more interesting. Hey, babes. You were making quite a noise, and I love anything that makes quite a noise. What's up?
Hey, you two. Miranda and I were having a creative disagreement. You see, we wanted to start our own school club. You know, an intellectually rewarding and extracurricular that enriches our minds while probably not being mentioned ever again in the future, because continuity at this school seems to be a bit random.
Noise. Let's do it. You know, y'all know my favorite things in the world.
Drugs?
Sexual activities.
Noise?
No, dummies. I mean, that too. But I meant chess and the Russian literature. Stop treating me as if I were two-dimensional. She's into Russian literature. What? She's probably the use for that Russian book. Stop treating me as if I were two-dimensional. Let's start a literature club.
Huh. I'm not sure. Do you remember what happened last year when we joined the literature club?
We wrote dope poems and made new friends?
No, the other thing.
Ah, fuck yes, that's right. So weird I almost forgot. I mean, that's how I died, you know?
Anyway, thing is, Miranda and I were already between two ideas. I proposed we start the club, a delightful meta club where we enjoyed ourselves by designing and crafting new school clubs.
Boring. I proposed the Little Pony Sweet Dreams Club, a club where we would spend our nights learning how to tell the right bedtime stories to ponies. Whoa, you two really know how to sound two-dimensional. But in any case, can't you both just do your own clubs?
No, our lives are fueled by the conflict and confrontation that can only be solved by choosing between two options. This game is so meta sometimes. That's why we need you to choose which club is the best one. Because blue always seems to choose based on who they want to ask to Oh my gosh! This is meta.
So which one should we go for? Just remember, one of these ideas includes ponies. A tough choice. Mostly because I'm like super drunk right now.
A tough choice indeed. It's your opportunity to convince Polly of one of the options. Convince Polly of one of the options because no one is preventing you from making choices based on who you want to ask to prom. I mean, the pony one is at night, so technically it counts as a nightclub. The best club is clearly the club because, and then just throw some confetti. Pony one.
Oh, good point, Blue. I do like nightclubs.
You realize it will be nothing like an actual nightclub, right?
Are you sure? Have you been to this Little Pony Sweet Dreams nightclub?
No, but
less butts and more butts, Boo. Pony butts.
Ponies have majestic buttocks indeed.
Whoa, now I need to see it myself. I hope they know how to shake those pony asses.
I have no idea what's happening. The only thing I understood is that my proposal is won, and that's the only thing that matters. Huzzah! Blue, it might be true that you only make choices based on who you want to ask to prom. But if that's true, you're off to a good start.
Fuck yeah! So, I was actually wanting to go for Scott because I've done Miranda so much, but she's kind of eluding me and she's kind of making me, like, frustrated that I can't get Miranda to love me. Alright, what do we want? We could go for Scott, Damien, and the Wolf Pack. We could go for Polly. We could go sit with Coach. We'll go for Miranda and Vera. You arrive at your chosen table to find Miranda folding napkins at Vera. This is gonna be another Miranda episode, folks.
Do you want to know what this one is for, Vera?
No.
I'll take that as a yes. The rose-shaped napkin fold is for birthdays between the ages of 16 and 22.
Miranda's hands move fast as lightning, turning the rose into a gorgeous white swan.
By contrast, this swan folding is for first weddings, third weddings, and swan giveaways.
As a fashion enthusiast, I have never been so bored by a piece of fabric.
Oh, and this black swan folding is for weddings where you plan to brutally murder all the guests. Not very popular, the black swan folding.
Okay, that's sort of cool, but I'm still aggressively uninterested.
You happen to have some napkin folding skills yourself. Maybe you can spice up this interaction. You decide to show off your most impressive napkin fold. If you fold the napkin like so, it creates a self-aware napkin whose sole purpose is to fold more napkins. This writhing snake fold is for when it's time to leave Vera alone and stop explaining napkin folds. Miranda!
Oh, that's adorable! Look at it folding everybody's napkins. It's like a tiny, adorable surf.
It looks like it's folding other napkins into more self-folding napkins.
I know, it's so efficient. Go, little napkin surf. Be free!
Aren't you worried this will turn into a self-replicating napkin scenario, progressing geometrically until the world is nothing but napkins?
Why, that sounds lovely.
Good, you're impossible.
You seem to have mispronounced impeccable.
Whatever. I'm leaving before the napkin folk take over the world.
Vera leaves you alone for a romantic lunch with Miranda. You can't hang out too long, though. You've got to stop those napkins before they take over the world. Alright. Alright. Let's see, our smarts are really good. Creativity is low. Cats in the library and the silver spoon. Alright. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have descended to give you figurative oral sex. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school plays standards. You gain 2 creativity. Alright. Later, you hear some kind of muffled squawking, and you see that Damien's backpack seems to be thrashing violently.
Yay! Blue is here! I've been waiting all day to show someone Damien's cock.
Miranda, do you ever listen to yourself?
Miranda pulls Damien's cock out of his backpack, and the rooster begins preening itself contentedly.
Isn't he the sweetest little thing?
Yeah, we're going to use him for cockfighting.
Specifically, we're going to have him cockfight the cockfighters to teach them a lesson about why you shouldn't make cocks cockfight.
Now we've just got to find a way to make sure that our cock wins the anti-cockfighting cockfight.
Lift your rooster spirits with a romantic proposal. Give your cock a cock ring. This cock isn't an expert on violence. You are, Damien. Go undercover as a rooster. Give your cock a cock ring.
Aww. That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I shall give our noble fighter my royal blessing. Here, darling, precious rooster, take this ring from my royal family. And now that it's on the cock's claw, it's a cock ring. I'll have to use the same trick to give an octopus ring to an octopus, and a ghoul ring to a ghoul.
Miranda, please don't go out announcing people that we put a cock ring on a cock together.
Why ever not? Surely this is an accomplishment to be proud of.
And they're off with their rooster. You keep them in your thoughts, hoping things will turn out well. Later, you see an article in the newspaper entitled, "Local Cock Wins Cockfight Against Cockfighters. All animal cruelty ended forever." Miranda even gives a shout out to Blue. She likes you. She really likes you. You gain 2 creativity and 1 fun. Alright. The gym is spiced. Our boldness is low. The bathrooms are where we go. That day you skip class, just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn by skipping class and hanging out in the bathrooms. You give 0 shits, but you gain 2 boldness. You turn to find Miranda staring at the walls and sighing audibly. She clearly has something on her mind.
Oh, these bathrooms are so vulgar. If only they were more like the bathrooms back home in Atlantis. Bathrooms so vast and luxurious, many of them have entered and never been seen again. I have raised this issue with Principal Giant Spider, but he insists the school does not have the budget for such things. He told me to pick one improvement, just one, for the school to implement. But what improvement of all the myriad of possibilities should I select? Oh, I'm paralyzed by the options. Help me.
I like that we're getting new events here. That's kind of cool. Flood the entire bathroom with seawater and exotic fish, just like home. I even have some underwater interior design ideas. Look, a gold-plated robot that helps you wipe. Yes.
Oh, but of course, the most elementary improvement of all, submersion. I oft have argued that one of the major issues with this high school is that it is not under enough water. Where better to start than the bathrooms?
Within hours, a team of contractors have arrived to brick up the entrances to the bathroom, drill a hole in the roof, and dump in a bunch of salt water.
Oh, it's just like home. All we need to complete the tableau is some lamenting peasants.
Miranda dives into the bathrooms to laugh and frolic. They'll probably fix it in a couple days, but in the meantime, let's hope you're not made out of fire or something. You gain 2 fun and 1 creativity. Okay. Alright. We're doing okay. Miranda and Liam. The table you chose is quite crowded. Liam sits across from Miranda, who is flanked by 2 well-dressed servants. One of the servants cuts a slice of Salisbury steak and feeds it to the other. Seriously, Miranda, you have servants to chew your food for you.
What? Of course not. That would be barbaric.
The servant happily swallows the Salisbury steak.
I have servants to eat for me. They're called eating serfs. Don't you have any?
First of all, no, I don't eat food. Second of all, that totally defeats the purpose of eating. Aren't you worried about starving?
Why would I be? My serfs get all the calories I need to stay fit and healthy.
Oh, I have no objective reason to care about this, but suddenly it's all I care about. Someone convince Miranda to stop this madness.
Maybe you should start this madness, Liam. Imagine all the food you could Instagram without having to eat any of it. But Miranda, look at the contented smile on that servant's face. You think he's eating for you, but he's secretly eating for himself. Let's support Miranda.
You might have a point there. For too long, I have needlessly ordered off the cafeteria menu, leaving my food untouched even as I take the most artistic grabs. I justified the wastefulness by the intense artistic merits of my photographs. But I need compromise. No longer. Finally, I can have my cake and pay someone else to eat it too. Still, Miranda, this makes way less sense for someone who actually needs to eat to survive.
Oh, you're just jealous of how cute my serfs are. Eat up, little guys. I'm not full yet.
Seriously, how does Miranda keep from starving to death? Do they put an IV in her while she sleeps? Whatever, she's happy. Alright. We're spicy, we're grilled. Bathrooms are spiced. So we go to the gym. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team's spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain 2 charm. You're minding your own business when Miranda comes rushing up to you, clearly distraught.
Most terrible news, my friend. I've just watched the documentary Game of Thrones, and now I fear for my own royal family. I did not realize how susceptible we might be to random acts of treachery, or how often we romance our own siblings. I don't want to be shot in the chest by a crossbow while sitting on the toilet. That doesn't sound proper at all. Please, help me put my poor mind at ease. How can I possibly identify potential traitors in my court?
Just keep an eye out for the classic signs, shifty eyes, hooded black cloaks, ordering knives in bulk. Pretty much everyone is a traitor. Spin a bottle, whoever it points at, kill them. Creativity. Boldness! Let's go. Our boldness pulled us through. Miranda is so excited by your advice that she skips out on the school to go try it out immediately. The next day, she finds you in the hall, clearly overwhelmed.
The most wonderful, wondrous, glorious news, my friend. The traitor is caught. The kingdom is saved. Not for your shrewd method of detecting. If not for your shrewd method of detecting, I might never have discovered the treachery of Balthazar the Loyal. He's not a lawyer. He raised me from an infant, tried to teach me right from wrong, never betrayed my father nor myself. The perfect cover for a traitor. I might have gone my whole life not knowing his true nature, had not spinning the bottle cut through his layers of deceit. Would you like to accompany me to the execution later? There will be popcorn.
The popcorn is very good. You try not to think too much about whether Balthazar was actually guilty. Either way, you gain 2 fun and 1 charm. Okay. Alright, we're doing pretty nice. We're making some gains. We don't need to go to the creativity room. I feel like a little bit of money is a good idea. That day, you spent some time on the library's PCs managing your start kicker. You deceived lots of people with the sensationalist video and impossible promises. Nice! You gain 10,000 money, but almost everything goes to cover costs, and you only keep 2 money. You're hanging out with Polly afterwards, watching some porn, like you do in the library, when suddenly you notice Miranda standing right behind you. Who knows how long she's been there?
Hello, good friends. What are you doing?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Does not seem to be nothing. That man seems to be kindly sharing his marmalade with a giant skunk. Explain this at once.
Well, it's simple, you know? It's really just a kind of, well... It's a cooking show. Yes, cooking! Well, you see, Miranda, when a man and a giant skunk love each other very, very much...
Nice try, but I already know where babies come from. A mother and father give each other a special hug, and then father calls his royal scientist to extract the mother's genes and grow them in a vial, while eliminating all imperfections at the embryonic stage. That's where the babies come from. If there were any marmalade or skunks involved, I'm sure I'd know about it. I'm reporting the 2 of you for improper use of library computers. I don't know what you're doing, but it must be bad.
You and Polly have to melt the computer to keep from getting caught. It doesn't work out. You lose 2 fun and 1 boldness. Darn. That's okay. That's okay. We could take some lumps. Polly and Miranda. Let's go. Polly and Miranda sit together, surrounded by Miranda's customary crowd of serfs.
So wait, you've actually got serfs who eat for you? Well, of course. I find eating to be terribly undignified, so I almost never do it. Hey, me neither. What other kinds of crazy serfs have you got? Well, I have a serf to go to the bathroom for me, a serf to experience difficult emotions for me, a serf for keeping my silverware in alphabetical order. I even have a surfing serf for standing on top of when I go surfing. Wow, that's a lot of serfs.
Can you tell I've done this before? I'm reading these very quickly.
It's a fair amount. The only limit is my imagination. Unfortunately, my imagination serf imagined a way to escape from serfdom, so now I'm all out of ideas. Well, I'm sure with the help of Blue, we could probably think up a dope new kind of serf. Oh, is that so? I can't wait.
Well, you're on the spot now. What'll it be? Puppy surf.
A serf? That's actually just a room full of cute puppies? Why didn't my imagination serf come up with such a marvelous idea? I swear if he hadn't escaped, I'd have him hanged by my execution serf immediately. As a matter of fact, would you like to be my new imagination serf? The pay is non-existent, but you make up for it in constant fear of death.
You politely declined Miranda's offer, but agreed to go help the animal shelter go to the animal shelter to pick out a puppy surf instead. Huzzah! Let's see here. Boldness is low. That day, you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. But you don't stop there. You want the world to know how reckless you are for the rest of eternity. So you do some graffiti on the wall. No way. The graffiti says, "I'm bold as fuck." And you know what? It turns out that the wall is a magical wall that grants wishes. What a wall! A deep voice resounds from within the wall and says, "Well, not bold as fuck, but maybe a bit bold." And then you gain 2 boldness. Oh boy, that's an opinionated wall. Lucky you.
Sigh, woe is me, sigh!
Could Miranda possibly be doing this because she wants attention? Only one way to find out.
Oh, hello, I didn't see you there, as I was standing here, suffering gallantly in silence.
She did, and she wasn't, but okay.
I had the most tragic injustice befall me earlier this morn. I was rejected from our school's water polo team. They claimed I was mistaken about how polo was conducted underwater. Excuse me, but I was raised underwater. How is one even supposed to play water polo without a heavily armored seahorse as a mount? How, I ask you? Perhaps I offended them when I implied they were too impoverished to afford sea steeds. If so, I would love to make reparations. But it may be too soon for me to show my face. What, would you be so kind as to take them the gift of this omelette to begin the healing? I'm told that peasants consider eggs to be a delicacy.
Obviously! And what would make the gesture even better is a personal touch of toppings, caviar, ear, chocolate-covered sand crabs. They'll never forget this was a present from a mer princess. An elegant stenciled card with your sincerest apologies, a list of all their fears, and a bundle of compromising photographs.
Oh, I would much rather not have to learn so much about my fellow students. Damn. Do you know how many of these poor impoverished souls have millions of monster dollars? Not even billions, millions. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to live so frugally, and I don't want to imagine it because it makes me sad. I would much rather know that they know how much I care about their lives without me having to, care about their lives. That's exactly why an omelette is so perfect. It says, I like you enough to give you this egg. Please don't talk to me about personal issues. Now off with our delicious egg and don't ask any questions about their sad, dreary little lives.
It's hard to imagine how anything Miranda said could have possibly offended the water polo team. But there's an omelet in your hands and you've already eaten your fair share of eggs today, so you might as well deliver it. You lose 2 fun and 1 charm. Dang it. We're striking out. Cats in the class. Let's do charm. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. The match is so intense that both teams are so into it that you decide to raise the stakes by betting a part of your charm against part of the other team leader's charm. That commitment amazes your whole team, and their spirit is fueled by determination. You finally win and take 2 charm from the other team's leader. She's now a bit less fabulous. You're gazing dreamily at Miranda when a flash of otherworldly light blinds you. God damn it, I hate the interdimensional prince. When your vision clears, you see a great rift has opened in time and space. Standing in the middle of it, it's me, Prince of the Otherworld, and I am here to fulfill an ancient prophecy.
A prophecy? How exciting and regal. What sort of prophecy is it?
It is a prophecy of love. Oh boy, here it comes. Legends foretell a great beauty, with the hair of an angel and the scales of a fish. A beauty who I am destined to marry.
But that sounds like a perfect description of me. Could it be that I am a great beauty described in the prophecy?
Well, yes. That's sort of what I was trying to imply. Now come with me to my realm, where we may plan a magnificent wedding. You can't let him get away with this, but that prophecy is hard to argue with. The only argument you can think of is, hair of an angel? Ha! Miranda clearly has the hair of a goddess. What about these fish scales I glued to this handful of angel hair pasta? I think this is charm. And we're equally charming and creative, so I'm gonna do hair of an angel.
It's true. The very hair you look upon was stolen and grafted from the scalp of Thetis herself. Daddy really does insist on the best hair for all his children, even if it angers the gods.
Well, perhaps the prophecy was speaking metaphorically.
And yet, technicalities are the very things these sorts of prophecies turn upon.
Oh, alas! Would that I could find a princess with less perfect hair. The prince flees through his portal to go trolling for more princesses. As Miranda glows with pride, you gain 2 smarts and 1 charm and the phone number of her hairstylist. Alright. Alright. We're low on fun. Probably the poisoned apple is what we're gonna get. You arrive at your chosen table to find Vera looking askance at Miranda. Yeah, it's poison apple. A single very suspicious looking apple. Miranda, honey, your apple seems to be pulsing with an unhealthy purple light.
Oh, I'm sure it's just your imagination.
It also has a skull on it, and it smells like lighter fluid. I don't think it's for eating.
Of course it's for eating. It's a perfectly standard poison apple. You know, the sort that puts a princess to sleep for 100 years.
You literally just admitted it's poison.
I know, and I always said I wouldn't be the kind of princess who eats a poisoned apple. But how else will I find a prince to wake me with true love's kiss and live happily ever after with me?
Girl, we need to have a talk about feminism. You, back me up on this. Tell her she doesn't need to poison herself for the sake of a man. You don't need to eat that apple. Princes should be eating poison apples so that you'll kiss them. You don't need to eat that apple. There are plenty of eligible princes on hotprincefinder.com. That's not what I meant.
A finder for hot princes? What is this sorcery? I must see it at once.
You pull up the website on your phone. You've already got it bookmarked for no reason.
Goodness, it even lists their pedigrees. And you're right, not all of them are even looking for sleeping princesses. This one is looking for a princess who is a frog. That will be much simpler to achieve. I only need to anger a minor witch.
This isn't what I was going for at all. God, if you're that hungry for dick, just buy a damn hooker.
Dick? Who said anything about dick? Royal marriage is strictly a business arrangement. When it comes to romance, we are free to make our own decisions.
That's good news for you, especially since Miranda seems to really like your suggestion. Beautiful. Maybe we'll actually get her this time. It's irking me that I have not been able to get Miranda to love me. Boldness or fun? We're low on fun. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. At one point, Juan, the small magical Latino cat, slips on a banana peel. You start to laugh at him. He asks you to stop, but you don't. You laugh so hard at him that you somehow steal 2 fun from him. Hooray! Miranda's not paying attention at all to what's going on at the rave. She gazes out the window and sighs dreamily.
Summer's almost here. Underwater skiing, ocean polo, brutally suppressing food riots in the public square. I can hardly wait. But I do feel dreadfully sorry for those who are not fabulously wealthy enough to enjoy the same summer pastimes I do. It's so sad. Wait, you're poor, aren't you? What do you do during summer? Do you play in garbage or starve recreationally? Truly, what are your plans?
Why, madame, I am insulted by your assumption. My family, too, possess many fine estates. You haven't heard of them because they're in the sky. Oh, no. That will upset her. Yep, I play in garbage. Come with me. You'll love it. You take Miranda, who is understandably hesitant about this terrible idea, to your favorite garbage heap of all. A miles-wide island of plastic products floating in the midst of the Pacific Ocean.
Great Kraken's fangs, it's enormous. Is this all you're doing?
Sure, what the hell? You're not above claiming credit for an environmental catastrophe if it'll get you laid.
This is a gross violation of mere sovereignty. My family owns the surface rights for the entire Pacific Ocean. Who gave you permission to gather all these corroded baby dolls and used condoms in this gigantic whirlpool? Go be poor and disgusting on land, interloper. The sea is strictly for the disgustingly wealthy.
Miranda dives into the ocean, leaving you to discover that half the discarded toys on this island have gained sentience and hate you. You lose 2 charm, 1 fun, and a lot of dignity.
Damn it!
We're having issues. All right. Jim, I checked it. The cat's at the gym. And the silver spoon. Little dog be looking at the man in the moon. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You spot Juan, the small magical Latino cat, who seems a bit sad. He explains to you that he's worried that people are so used to calling him Juan, the small magical Latino cat, that now everyone defines him only by his size, magicality, ethnicity, and species. He's more than that. You correct him. You don't see him in such simplistic terms and convenient definitions. It's just that there are around 23 other different Juans at the school, so adding all that to his name is really quite necessary. You tell him that you'll never forget about him and the crazy adventures you both lived together in Monster Prom's prequel, Monster Middle School. You have a great time remembering those crazy stories. You gain 2 fun. You see Miranda frantically running around bothering people. You come to ask what's going on.
Blue, come here. You're always trying to help us and impress us in the most absurd ways. I need your help. Have you seen my test surf? Not the experimental surf I've been testing lately. The one that does tests for me. You know, real smart, but no free will. Brainwashed, I think. Father gave him to me on my 10th birthday. He said he would help me to be a better student.
You highly doubt that, but you keep your thoughts to yourself.
Now he is missing. Help me. The test is almost upon us.
You run into the radio room and yell every word that can be a mental trigger for a brainwashed surf. They must have put one in his head. That's how this mind fuckery works, right? Convince the wolf pack to use their super heightened senses of smell to find them. This is hard. I'm not super charming. I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
I was thinking it would be creativity. The intercom guy looks at you with a mix of confusion and awe as you start yelling. Ocean bacon, April moon, red sun, broken arrow, Flugelgleckheimen. God only knows what those are like. The password 1, 2, 3, 4 of mental trigger phrases. You leave the intercom room and see a procession of about a dozen goose-stepping people with dead eyes. A 7-foot-tall squid is posing as a janitor. A crab covered in tattoos holding an AK. What seems to be a very angry eel, and...
You found little flippers, just in time. How can I repay you? I know, you can take Mr. Bratatat. Thanks a lot, Blue. You've been so nice to me, I almost feel like erasing your trigger phrase.
What? Also, what are you supposed to do with a crab with an AK? And what are the purposes of those other brainwashed fishes? And how come nobody noticed them before? So many questions! You gain 2 charm and 1 creativity. We're doing good. We're spicy. We're grilled. We are good to go. We are Crunchwrap Supreme. in every sense of the word. Miranda and Liam. You find Liam artfully arranging his food while Miranda diligently sorts her silverware. Neither of them is eating, obviously. Have you found it yet?
I'm trying, Liam, but finding the perfect silverware for your cafeteria food pick is an art, not a science.
How hard can it be? It's just silverware.
Just silverware? And I suppose the food in your pick is just food food?
No, it's a metaphor for urban consumption in a post-modern industrialized mega society.
Well, my silverware is a metaphor for...
Silverware?
Yes, is that not enough?
It's more than enough, but can we hurry it along? The lighting is perfect right now, and I don't want to lose it.
You're a bit of a silverware aficionado yourself. Maybe you can speed up the selection process while simultaneously demonstrating your knowledge. Try the picture fork. It's a fork for taking pictures of. Nothing conveys elegance and taste like a gloating spoon.
Ah, yes, the gloating spoon, the most distinguished of utensils.
What's a gloating spoon?
Well, of course, you wouldn't know about it.
Rude.
No, I wasn't being rude. Rudeness is simply the way one must introduce a gloating spoon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, of course you didn't. You're not as cultured as I am.
Such smug superiority. I am no match for this spoon.
Miranda produces the gloating spoon with much fanfare. It looks like a regular spoon to you, but then what do you know, you peasant? You convince Miranda to spend some time with you after lunch, lovingly explaining the spoon's finer points, even though spoons don't have points. I don't know. We need boldness. Bathroom seems like a play. Bet that you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. On the way there, you run into Mamimi, the Oni girl. She offers you some of her weird Japanese energy drink. You take a sip. It tastes crazy as hell. You need to check the contents of this shit. Guarana seed extract, benzoic oil, acid, 50 milligrams of caffeine, and 100 milligrams of boldness? Well, it wasn't bad at all. You gain 2 boldness, thank Mamimi, and proceed to the bathrooms. Many people go to the bathroom to fulfill a very basic biological need, euphemized, in fact, as going to the bathroom. But when you go, you are immediately greeted by the hullabaloo that can only come from the clamoring of many armored merpeople. This goddamn school.
Here, my judgment is final. The sentence is death, to be carried out immediately by my most trusted executioner, Exthrop.
Miranda is sitting on what should, again euphemistically, be called a porcelain throne, but which has been turned into quite a literal throne. A quite literal throne, adorned with gold and jewels and dolphin skulls. And what was the next stall before all the walls were knocked down, a bare-chested masked executioner holds the prisoner aloft. It's a goldfish in a plastic bag that they're about to flush down the toilet. "Wait!" cries the goldfish.
Yes, any last words? Or gloves?
"I demand a trial by combat!"
cries the goldfish.
Oh shoot, I hate it when they do that. I am royally obligated to royally oblige. Very well then, choose your champion.
The goldfish swishes his little tail, and suddenly an enormous fish man with huge rippling muscles somehow, even though he also still has scales. It's all very confusing, but anyway, he appears and he wields an enormous battle axe.
Agsramal Quatus, the terrible, horrible, full of bloodlust, never been defeated again. All of my prisoners are so predictable. I could have you fight him, Exthrop, but I'd hate to lose my best executioner. The shark-headed Max the Axe, or Madrigal the Murderess, or Whale-Dicked Wayland the Wanderer. But of course, there's only one champion worthy to fight the undefeated Agsramal Quatus, the terrible, horrible, full of bloodlust, never been defeated. My god, that is a name. And that's Blue, the nightmare from the surface, breather of air. Don't worry, Blue, just because Agsramal Quatus, the Terrible has literally killed every single champion he has ever come up against, doesn't mean he's going to kill you.
God damn it! Now you can't even piss without a threat. Without the threat of being lipped limb from limb by a fish? Better find a way to turn this around so you can survive and, more importantly, impress Miranda. Point out that you're all above water, so he can't breathe. That's a smart way. It might be a bold way. The goldfish said trial by combat. This seems like a fun answer. This seems like a smart answer. Yes. You bring yourself up to your full height, which is still nowhere near as close to being tall as Agsramaquatis, the terrible, horrible, full of bloodlust, never been defeated, and approach him menacingly. If we're above water, you whisper in his ear flap, and you have gills, which you do, then how are you breathing? Agsramaquatis' eyes go giant, and they were already pretty big. He gasps for air and clutches at his throats. His gills flap frantically, but there is no water to filter through them.
Oh, look, it would appear your champion has been defeated, you tax-evading scum. Now prepare to meet your maker.
Wait, what? Tax evasion?
Any last words?
You may be able to flush me down the toilet, says the goldfish bravely, but you'll never be able to take away the likelihood that I could live in the sewers and mutate into something far greater than I am now and return to fight Blue, the nightmare from the surface breather of air my own self!
A risk I am most certainly willing to take. After all, Blue just proved themselves to be my greatest, bravest, and most beautifulest champion ever.
With that, the traitorous tax-evading goldfish is flushed down the toilet. But who gives a fuck about that, because Miranda is obviously smitten with you. I think we got a chance, boys and girls, ladies and gents, children of all ages. And all because you remembered how air works. You gain 2 boldness and 1 charm. We're doing pretty good. Creativity and fun are low. I'm gonna do every goddamn time. Exit. I don't want to buy anything from you, cat. Well, I suppose it gets us to the end of the episode faster. That's one positive. Polly and Miranda.
Alright, I'm trying to comprehend your request. What is there to comprehend? It's really simple, Miranda. Take my cell phone, snap a pic of me face planting in my food with my eyes closed and tongue out. But wherefore? Right here, Miranda!
You're about to point out that wherefore means why, but luckily Polly elaborates on her own so you don't have to look like a fucking know-it-all.
It's a new meme, Miranda, like planking or dabbing. It's called food poisoning, and it's dope AF. Don't you have cool trends in your kingdom? I suppose we do. Oh, we have a fun trend called Revere Your Rulers. It's where you show nothing but the utmost devotion for the royal family. If you're good at it, you get a lot of likes on social media, and also not executed. Do you ever listen to yourself when you speak? I bet you know some pretty cool trends, don't you, Blue?
Heck yeah, you do, don't you? I surely do. It's entitled Silverware Wear. It's where you take your most expensive cutlery and dress it in very fancy tiny outfits. Yes.
Really? How have I not heard of this before? Beautiful silverware and fancy dresses are 2 of my favorite, biggest passions. This trend sounds like it was invented for me.
It may have been. By you, on the spot, just now. But there's no need to go into that.
What's your favorite meme? Spiked salad forks and velvet evening gowns? Seahorse steak knives and frilly skirts? Teaspoons and tea dresses? This trend is no words. Yes, the glory of this spectacular combination will leave me speechless as well, but I'm not so excited to create more memes with Blue. We'll have to meet up soon. Bring your most exquisite chopsticks. I shall bring dog clothes in which to dress them.
Yeah, totally. Hanging out with Miranda sounds amazing. Guess it's time to go out and try to find some exquisite chopsticks? Alright. Miranda is my white whale. I've tried many times to woo her. And today will be the day. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. At one point, you're about to be eliminated by a player from the other team, but suddenly you convince him not to throw the ball at you with this heartfelt speech about the importance of everyone's lives. The player bursts into tears, and you take advantage of that moment of weakness, throwing a ball at him. You lose 5 mercy, a stat that might be useful in Monster Prom's sequel, but isn't now, and you gain 2 charm. You run into Miranda accidentally. It's clumsy, yet kinda cute and romantic. For a second you suspect she rehearsed it?
Hi, it's so funny running into you here. So random. Anyway, I've been wondering. I got my weekly allowance today, but I can't come up with anything fun to do. It's not much, just $1 million. Perhaps we could come up with something together.
Something practical and amusing. A purge of your political opponents. I'd like to know more about you. Let's hire peasants to sing your story. Ooh. Practical yet amusing.
That's hard to do with $1 million, silly. Although we can do a purge on a dime. We'll have to get creative. Enlist homeless spies. Bash dissidents with sticks. Let's do it all night with daggers while they sleep.
Your first date and it's at night? Way to go! You gained 2 boldness and 1 smarts. I think we're good. I think we got her. I think we got her, baby. Miranda. Marry me, please. Oh, I mean, go to prom with me, please. You finally pluck up the courage and ask your beloved to go to the monster prom with you.
What?
Are you kidding me? You annoying fish! Oh my god, she thinks of me as a sibling.
Actually, we royalty are very into incest, so let me correct that. I think of you as highly unattractive. I must decline.
Who needs prom? You focused on your career goal of becoming a renowned surgeon. You studied hard and passed all the tests. Unfortunately, no hospital wanted to hire you because it turns out growing to monster prom with a cool date is an essential requirement on a surgeon's resume. And so you never got a job, and in the end, you became homeless. Don't ever dare to think monster prom is unimportant. Motherfucker! I don't understand what I'm doing wrong with Miranda. I can't get her to love me. Oh my god. Damn fish. Alright. Well, we're continuing. Those 6 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the monster prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. To this day, it seems Miranda still isn't sure about what exactly porn is. Damien found peace in the most unexpected way. He kept punching everything till one day he punched his own anger to death. He's written a book about it. Vera realized she was a character in a video game which infuriated her. She spent her life making connections and building power because she's not a part of the game. She plays the game. So be careful. Maybe now she's the one pulling your strings. For those 6 weeks, the Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but there were plenty of battles left in that war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can't figure it out. Miranda, I mean it. She's my white whale. No matter what I do, she will not love me. Oh my freaking gosh. Well, with all that said, thank you very much for watching. This is a long video, and I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if you liked it, put a like, press the like button. Yeah, that's what I mean to say. It helps me out a great deal, makes me feel good, and costs you virtually nothing, so why not, right? Also, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. You haven't watched, you're watching my stuff, you might as well subscribe, right? Leave comments. Tell me how I'm doing. I want to know. I really want to know. Constructive criticism. Like, you suck is not helpful to me, but I mean, it does validate my endless depression. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!